am obsessed with pussies, and the fact that you are all here means what? You are obsessed with pussies too! So this is a perfect event for me because I wax vaginas for a living. I am not a comedian though. For those of you who don't know me, I'm so happy I can't really see you, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm not a comedian, but I do tell jokes all day long to make women feel comfortable when I wax them. Yes, I have notes in my hand because I came here last week and saw a professional comedian and he had notes. They were as organized as mine because I'm a little OCD, but he did have notes. Can you hear me? Is this good? Okay, so how many of you here get your vagina waxed? Woo! There's a lot of fucking sexy vaginas in this joint. And I think of your vagina, I really don't. I swear. When I walk out of the room, I leave your vagina there. Anyways, I wanted to know if people thought I was funny, so I started a blog. And my blog is called Hose Down Your Hoo-Ha. It does not take much of an imagination to realize why I call it that. Vaginas are very intricate and mysterious, and they have folds and creases. And shit lives in those creases. You know this. So, my most popular blog to date is just a 5-word blog. And when I put it out, I got such good response. For weeks, people were telling me how much they love this blog. The blog went as follows. Twat is fun to say. It is. I love how the word feels on my mouth. Not the actual thing, but the word. How it feels. I really clear that up. So what I'd like to do, because I know it is an underused word, you guys don't use that word enough. So what I'd like to do, and since I have friends in the audience, I know you won't embarrass me and you'll do this, I'm going to count to 3 and I want everyone to say the word twat. 1, 2, 3, twat! That was fucking beautiful! Thank you. It makes me happy. Please do. Okay. I love because I think pussies are amazing. And I'm sorry, my daughter is here and she hates that word. But she says the C word and I don't say the C word. Okay, I do sometimes. I think pussies are amazing because we can push babies through them. Yeah, that's good. I also think they're amazing because they are so powerful. Think about it. When you really want your man to do something, you know you give it up. Whether you want to or not, you know you're going to get what you want, which is a beautiful thing. I actually didn't start my career waxing vaginas. It's not something that you dream about when you're a little child. Oh yeah, I'm going to grow up and wax vaginas for a living. I actually became a school teacher. I was an elementary school teacher. I had a much more G-rated language choice back then. Anyways, I taught first grade for a year. And my favorite adage I like to say now is, now I make women look like first graders all day long. So, why do we get Brazilians? In my mind, there's 3 reasons. 1, for confidence. They make you feel confident. People come in and get Brazilians before job interviews and meetings and all sorts, even proposals that they think they're going to get proposed to. Second, because they make you feel powerful. It hurts to get a Brazilian. When I'm putting hot wax on there and ripping out by the root, it hurts. So they make you feel powerful and strong. But the most important reason we get Brazilians is because they make you feel sexy. It ain't real sexy to have thongs on and all this hair hanging. Right? So, if you don't have anyone to enjoy your Brazilian, it doesn't matter. Because when you get one, you just want to touch yourself. My blog was a hit, so what did I do? I wrote a book. The book is called The Happy Hoo-Ha. I thought I was going to bring him on stage. Kind of had brain damage on that one. It is a sexy woman shaped with a smile face on the vagina. Because I make vaginas happy. I hurt them, but then I made them happy. It's a little S&M thing, but it's all good. So one of the stories that I like in The Happy Hoo-Ha is, I call it the E story. And it's not aggression, we're going to get to that later when we talk about our men. This girl said, I'm really worried about it hurting. Well, it's going to hurt a little. Hate to tell you. It doesn't, you're weird. So I start the service and she goes, Emmy, this is excruciating. I don't know, honey. You used the wrong E word. It's exhilarating. No. It's fucking excruciating. I'm like, no, it's fucking exhilarating. That's my new story. People like shapes. Some people like landing strips. That still actually is popular. I think it's mostly for the men that can't find their way. Some people like triangles. We don't call them triangles at marketing, we call them martini glasses. Because we're too classy to call them triangles. And for those of you who don't get it, the triangles, the top, we want them to drink from our triangles. One girl wanted a mistletoe. And believe it or not, I didn't get it at first. I'm like, I get it. She's like, I want him to kiss me under my mistletoe. That's a good one. My favorite shape story. There was this really cute 17-year-old girl that came to the salon. She was a freshman at U of R. She was blonde, petite. She was just adorable. She says, Emmy, do you do shapes and letters? Sure, I can do whatever you want. Good, I want a letter. Great, what letter do you want? I want the letter P. So, me with my profane mouth, I go, oh, P for pussy? This child turns scarlet. Patrick? I left the P. It was a pain in my ass, and the bitch never came back. I don't think she liked that word. Okay. So, did you know that Brazilians are actually saving not only the planet, but our species? You wonder. Crabs, pubic lice, crotch crickets. I know I love that one too. They have become pretty much extinct because of people like me. I'm ridding the world of nasty bugs that live between your legs. So this is what I think. For all of you that love me, Nobel Peace Prize, baby! Right here! Right here! We have a few men in the audience, not as many as I was liking, but I just want to let you guys know, we go through a lot of pains to make this bad boy pretty. We'd like you to groom it as well. We don't like to floss any more than you. So, one man was with his wife in the room, and he was getting a bad wax, and he says, I really want to tell Emmy what I call it when I manscape. She's like, oh honey, you can tell her anything, and you can. He said, I like to manscape and groom. Guess what we call it? I'm like, what do you call it? I make it blowjob friendly. I'm like, that's nice, dude. Okay, so how do you know it's time to see me? Get it? And me is so fucking clever. So how do you know it's time to see me? I have 6 true stories. Number 1, you tell your man you can't afford to get a Brazilian, he is going to reach in his back pocket so fast and that money disappears. Try it. Kid works wonders. Second, and this is my very favorite story. I probably should put it last one. I got so excited into my favorite number. That's random. Okay. Lady comes in and says, Henny, I knew it was time to come see you because my ass hair is so long, it's getting tangled in my thong. Gospel. Number 3, when is it time to see Emmy? This lady's like, I buy expensive panties. I'm like, that's good. I don't give a shit what panties you wear, but whatever. She goes, my hair was so long, it was snagging my panties. 4th reason how you know it's time to see Emmy. This was great. This girl says, I'm masturbating. And my fucking vibrator got all twisted in my hand. And I couldn't finish. Number 5, when is it time to CME? So this is recent. Like, couples having sex, blah, 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 whatever, they finish. He gets up, he walks over to the mirror and goes, "What's in my teeth?" Sixth reason, you know it's time to come in, CME. A man says to his wife, "Hey babe, it's time to mow the lawn." And she looks at him and says, "But there's 2 feet of snow in the front lawn." So the first book is called The Happy Hoo-Ha because I like to make hoo-has happy. The second book is called The Happy Hen House. Now nobody seems to get it, so it's not selling quite as well as I would like to. Back in my mom's day, they referred to women as hens because we cackle and we gossip, so it's perfect. We got the whole Steel Magnolia thing going on in Mark and me. So The Happy Hen House. Also, women like to refer to this as their hen house. So the subtitle of The Happy Hen House is Where Every Cock Wants to Go. Do you get it now? So I hired an illustrator for the second book because my imagination was getting pretty bored with just words. His name is Brian Robbins. He's a local guy. He's amazing. So we met at Starbucks. He didn't want to meet me. It was a Sunday morning. His wife said, "Oh, try it. Maybe it'll be interesting." So I tell him the first story. I had bought him a cup of coffee, to which he almost spit all over me. I don't think he liked the word pussy either. So one of the stories is as follows. One day I get a Facebook message from someone I don't know, and she said, "Andy, my boyfriend says that my pussy feels like a porcupine when I shave it." I said, "Grow it out for 3 weeks, and I can kill the porcupine." 3 weeks later, she comes in, and I do my thing. 2 days after that, I get another message from her, and it says, "My boyfriend says you are the best porcupine slayer." This is me! It's so much more impressive when it's big. I'm a freaking Xena warrior princess. I'm having illustrations made up for the third book, yes. Much to my husband's chagrin, I'm writing another book. It's called The Happy Trail. My daughter's suggestion was The Happy Ending, which I liked way better, but it was taken and I couldn't have it. So we're going to do The Happy Trail. So I have ridiculous illustrations for the next book. They're mostly about men. Okay, so why would you want to buy the second book if it's just more stories? Because in the second book, I introduce a really good friend of mine. His name is Raul. Raul is gay. He is Hispanic. He's hot because I only have hot friends, duh. And he actually lives in my head. Raul is my little voice that talks to me when I wax people. He is funny, he's sarcastic, he's sassy, he's amazing. And it is worth reading the book just to hear what I'm really thinking. Okay, so we're going to move on. I also write a Twitter thing. One of my clients convinced me to do Twitter for the social media aspect. My name is Sassy Snatch, which I love. I think that's a great name. My favorite Sassy Snatch story. A woman came in, she hadn't been in to see me in about 3 months. Her hair was stupid long. She said, "I want to leave a landing strip." I'm like, "That's fine." Well, her hair was so long in the middle that it kind of got all caught in the wax. It was kind of a mess. So instead of leaving her a nice landing strip, I left her kind of this little square. So I said, "I am so sorry, but your hair was so overgrown. I took more than I wanted, and I left you with a little Hitler." That's what I call it. Like immediately, she sits up and goes, "Hail Sassy Snatch!" I want to talk about They bring God into the wax room. My white women don't do that. They say fuck a lot. Black people say Jesus. So I have two Jesus stories for you. One girl must have said, "Sweet Jesus, sweet Jesus." It's funny, all I can think of was, do you think that's what she does when she has sex? Anyway, so the next day I blocked in Jose on your hoo-ha. Jesus was so sweet, it marked me yesterday. I'm not sure if people got it, but whatever. So when women scream for Jesus, I usually say the following: "He ain't gonna help ya." So this girl comes in, "Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus." And I said, "He ain't gonna help you." She said, "You said that last time." And I said, "And you ain't a good listener." So the natural look is back. You've seen it on thing, Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't know, she seemed to tell people that you should be growing your pussy hair long again. No. So this young black girl comes in, and she has a huge retro 1970, I don't even know what, powder puff. So I don't know if you guys have seen the Austin Powers movie, but there's one with Beyonce. Oh, yeah. Her name is Foxy Cleopatra. In it, in case you haven't seen it. So this girl gets on my table and she's got this big thing in front of me. I was feeling a little sassy that day. So I said, "Foxy Cleopatra came to see me today." She understood the reference. She said, "That's not very nice." "I'm a nightmare is that?" She still comes to me. She likes me. So you gotta be wondering why I have a license plate in my hand. One day one of Mark's clients, he was actually the photographer at our wedding. He still comes, gets his hair cut by Mark, and that's been 27 and a half years. Yeah. He comes up to me, and I got highlights or something in my hair. I remember I was sitting in the hair room, and he says, "You know, Emmy, you really shouldn't express your political views on your license plate." Okay, I didn't get it. I'm not political. You never discuss politics with me. I'm not sure I can even tell you who the president was. So, my license says, "Wax it up." And I thought I'd bring it because I only use one license plate. So I still didn't get it. I go, "I don't get it." He goes, "Well, it's obvious you're anti-Bush." That we started fairly recently, and it's called Between the Cheeks. I know it's funny. If you've had that wax before, and you're an in-house kind of person, we actually call it crack to sack. I really wanted to put it on the website and on our price list, but I don't know, it wasn't very professional. So we have a man that comes in just to get his crack to sack. I wax his wife, the whole shebang, but him, I just do that. It's cool. He's this huge guy, cue bald, and then he's hairy from here to there, and then he's got a bald stripe down his ass crack. I know it's a funny visual. I wish I could. Anyways, I know the first time I saw him sitting there was bald and anyways, you get the picture. So about a week after I waxed him, one of his friends came in. It's a woman, and she said, "I heard you met my friends. They drove in from Batavia to see you. It was so cool." I go, "What did he think of this wax?" He said, "There's more ammunition when he farts." Yeah, that was my goal. Sorry. I want to tell you about erections. In the first book, I said I don't do men because their parts are tricky. But I do men now because, what the hell, I'm getting old and I like the challenge. So one day this man comes in, he's not much bigger than I am, small dude, 25 years old, takes off his pants, has a dress shirt on, full-fledged erection. He's standing sideways, and I'm like, shit, what do you do in this situation? So in one of my wax rooms, I have this pretty mural thing above the bed that looks like trees all set. So I always tell people, just lay down on the table and face the sky. So I set to him, okay, sweetie, just lay on the table, face the sky. I turned to put my glove on, I turned back. He was facing the sky. So I'm like, what the freak do I do with this? So normally I take the penis and I flop it over. You know that happy flaccid one she was talking about? This thing wouldn't flop. I'm like pushing it, it's like, hello. And he didn't say a thing. Like, dude. So now I'm pissed. I tell him I'm double his age, which I was. I tell him I've been with Mark for 30 years. Yeah, it ain't bending. It's just he had no hair on the sides. He had this long fucking seagrass around his thing. But you know who won. So I pick up his scrotum. I paint some hot wax on. I pull it off, and I swear to God, you could hear it deflate. And he was erect the second time. They took him in a different room, hoping to change the scenery like that. Okay. So one day a friend of my daughter's came in. Strapping young man. He's an athlete. He's 21 years old. He says, I'm really worried about getting an erection. I'm like, don't worry. It rarely happens. It really does rarely happen. He was no way in God's green earth getting hurt. Because he was squirming, he was biting on one of my wax sticks, he was hysterical. So I said to him during the service, he's screaming, his friends videotaping it, it was beautiful. It was fun. So I said to him, so are you still worried about getting an erection? And he yells, I've never been this soft in my entire life! So the best part of the story, when I left room 2, because I have 2 rooms, there's a woman waiting in the hall, and she goes, so how soft was he? He's pretty fucking soft. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, you might want to buy a book. There's going to be 3 people out there selling books. One is Adrian, who we all know now. That is my firstborn. If you would like to see Adrian getting a Brazilian from his mommy, it's on YouTube. It is called oh, I can't do it backwards. 2 dudes get a Brazilian wax. It's him and his friend getting a Brazilian for me. I have to throw this in really quick. The first time I gave Adrian a wax, he did not put it on YouTube. When I did that little area underneath, you know, where the line thing is. And this is even scripted, but I just remembered it. I ripped it and he sat up and he looked at me and he goes, you whore! So I laid him back down and I'm like, honey, you really shouldn't call your mommy a whore. Yep. So it's on YouTube, the other one, not that part. Although his friend is out there, he's from Lebanon. Oh, Harry. It's like a dark hole. At one point I say to him, dude, nobody's ever died getting a Brazilian. And if you listen carefully, you hear the cameraman going, well, except that one guy. The second person that may be out there selling a book is my beautiful daughter, Kayla. I also give her Brazilians. No one, I repeat, no one will ever see her vagina. The third person out there is Kelly. Kelly works for us. She was an addition to us about 9-ish months ago. Great add-on. So when I decided to do Brazilians on men, I needed a backup. Our manager of the salon is Kirsten. Best hire we've ever had. She's been with us almost 5 years. She's amazing. So I asked Kirsten, are you interested in doing Brazilians on men? And she's like, yeah, no thanks. And I don't blame her. Balls really make me sweat. So one day I said, Kelly, I need to talk to you. And it was towards the beginning when she hadn't been with us that long. And she was always worried I was going to yell at her. Do I look like I'm the mean one? So I said, no, I need to talk to you. Come here. So she walks in the front room and I said, I need to ask you a question. How do you feel about penises? That's something your boss asks you on a regular basis. Without missing a beat, she said, I like them inside of me. Which she proceeds to say, is this your way of asking if I'm a lesbian? I don't care if you're a lesbian. I just want to know if you're interested in waxing penises. We're going to end on a penis note. I have a man that comes to see me. We're going to call him Bill. The first time I did Bill, it was no big deal. Nice guy. Happy guy. Super. In fact, when he came in the first time, I went out there and I said, hi, I'm Mary Elizabeth. I'm going to wax you. And he goes, oh my God. It's the famous M.E. I'm like, okay. Are you going to wax me? I'm the only one that waxes weebies in the joint, so yeah, you got me. First time went without a hitch. The second time didn't go so well. Bad boy was bleeding. It was bleeding bad. Now the drip like, so I'm like, Bill. That's really not his name, but we're going with it because it's going to work for the poem. I said, Bill, we have a problem. Your balls are bleeding. That's okay, Emmy. It's not my first rodeo. I'm a repeat customer. I'm like, no, dude, your balls are really bleeding. So I'm getting the bed sheets and I'm wiping it up. So we're going to end this evening with a poem that I wrote that's going to be in the 3rd book, hopefully out, I don't know, next summer. It's called Bill's Bleeding Balls. I know, it's great. Bill was a man who had hair on each ball. He wasn't too short and he wasn't too tall. He had a great sense of humor and didn't mind the pain, even though his balls were bleeding like torrents of rain. The first time he waxed was no big deal, but something happened that second time that broke the seal. The wax made him bleed like a fountain of red, and all Emmy could do was feel tons of dread. Bill saw her angst and tried to calm her down, but the blood was excessive and it made her frown. If she could have held pressure, that would have been handy, but it was like trying to press down firmly on pink cotton candy. It is hard to wax an area when it is all wet, and it didn't help that the blood made Emmy sweat. But Bill was a champ of the very best kind. He wanted her to finish. He had the results in mind. Later that day, he called the shop to say everything was okay. The blood had stopped. Emmy was relieved and exhaled a big sigh. Sometimes it's stressful to wax a guy.